Okay, well, does anybody like animals?
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty fair. Today I'm going to inform people about animals, more specifically ESAs and service animals. And does anyone know what an ESA is or what it stands for? Okay. An ESA stands for an emotional support animal, and like the purpose for them is that they comfort people and like that have mental illnesses. For like examples is depression, anxiety, certain phobias, and they can be any type of animal. For example, like a cat, because she's my ESA, and they are normally prescribed by doctors for medical treatment and companionship. Next is a service animal. They are needed for physical disabilities and mental disabilities. For examples is like vision impairment, seizures, or mobility. Most are dogs. There's some horses. There's certain different type of animals, but most of them are dogs. And they are used for like guidance, alerts for seizures, or like blood sugar levels. Okay. An ESA doesn't need training. They just need to be like housebroken. But service animals have to be highly like qualified and highly trained for their specific person to do any task that they need. For example, like people with mobility problems, they have to go and retrieve things for them. They have to, like for sight impairment, they have to learn to maneuver the person around in public spaces. And I have two videos. And one is an emotional support animal that is an alligator.
One Pennsylvania man has made global for Wally in 2015. He thought he would keep him as a pet, but after suffering with depression after the death of several of his friends, he found that being with Wally made him feel better.
The longer I've had him, he just grew close to me. He took care of the problem. We got him registered as emotional support. We got a letter from the doctor stating that it worked.
Okay, and then the next is a service dog. They're basically this one's trained to just pick up things and carry them around for somebody that has mobility issues. Next is where the animals are allowed to be, and ESAs they're not really allowed in a bunch of public places for for example like restaurants and stores. They are allowed where certain pets aren't allowed in housing, and there are some exceptions in public places. It's like airports. And they aren't necessarily recognized fully as like service animals or like emotional support animals. So some housing places, some people choose not to abide by those rules. Support animals, they're allowed to go wherever the person goes for just their help. And that is protected by by Title 2 and 3 of the ADA. And the ADA is the American Disabilities Act, and it serves a set of rules where the animal is allowed to go wherever needed. And finally, they are not pets. They are for the person's help and what they need, and they're for their well-being, and they're not considered pets. And that's it.